Hello guys, இந்த வீடியோவில் நம்ம ஈத்தர்நாட்டோட I think we are going to see 25th channel's motorbike. So it was very interesting because of this title was very interesting, so I got into it. And here is the smart contract. Let's copy the smart contract over to VS Code. Okay, so it would be convenient for us to discuss what's going on right there. So let's paste down here. Okay, so let me first go through the contract, and we'll try to find the vulnerability, and we will write the smart contract not to hack the contract, right? Yeah, hope so it's visible for you. It's a somewhat small, relatively small, right? Okay, so let's minimize this. Okay, so I think we have two important contracts. One is the motorbike as well as engine. So the goal of this challenge is to self-destruct this engine. We have to make the motorbike contract useless, right? Because motorbike contract is a proxy contract which delegate calls all the functions to the engine. So the goal, the ultimate goal is to self-destruct this engine. Okay, fine. So let's go through the motorbike, and then we will go through the engine contract. So inside the motorbike contract, we have the implement slot. So this is the slot or the locations where the logic or the implementation contract is being stored right there. And inside this constructor function, we are getting the logic, and we are checking whether this logic, that is implementation contract, is contract, whether it's a smart contract or not. Then we are going to assign the logic, and we are going to make a delegate call with the help of ABI encoded with the signature, which is nothing but the initialize. So this initialize function is being defined inside the engine contract, right? So we are going to make a delegate call to the engine contract. Okay, let's go through what is inside the initialize function. So you can say it's been inherited from initializable smart contract, which we are getting from Open Zeppelin. Yeah, we are getting from Open Zeppelin. Alright, so inside the initializer, we are just going to initialize two state variables. One is the horsepower as well as the upgradable message.sender, and the goal is to call the self-destruct function. Okay, so here you can see here the data is being called, right? So we have to call this function upgrade to and call. So in order to call this function, we should satisfy this condition. What does this condition means? So the message.sender, whomever is calling this function, should be the upgradable, and this upgradable has been initialized whenever this initialize call function is being called. So when I got through the remix, I got to know that this contract is not being initialized. So the upgrader address is 0. So what we are going to do is we are going to write a smart contract, and we are going to first call this initialize function and make sure like we are the upgrader. Then we are going to call this upgrade to and call, and which will satisfy this condition. And once after that, we are going to call this upgrade to function. What does this do? It takes the new implement, which is going to be our contract, okay, which is going to be hacker's contract, and the data we're going to pass an encrypted function call. Let's see what's the data is going to be. And here inside this upgradable function, it takes two parameters which we are passing from here, and making sure that the data length is greater than 0, it's not being empty. And we're going to make a delegate role from this new implement, and we're going to set the implement with the help of the assembly code right here. So we got the idea, we got the entire idea. So we have two contracts, one is the engine as well as the motorbike. The motorbike is just a proxy contract which always delegates the functions to call to engine contract. Okay, and inside the engine contract we have a function to upgrade the implementation, So we're going to make use of it in order to call our hackers contract and make a self-destruct function. Alright, so here is our contract. We are making use of the interfaces. In this case, we are going to call the initialize in order to make us upgrader, and then we are going to call this in order to implement the self destruct function, right? So here you can see we're getting the target is nothing but the address of the engine, and we're going to call the initializable function inside the engine, which is going to make the hacker as an upgrader, and we're going to call the upgrade to call function, which satisfies uh, this condition, and it's going to make the new implementation as our contract. That's what address of this contract, and we're going to encode the data, which is going to be kill function, so which we have defined inside the hack contract. What does it do? It makes a self-destruct function, and whatever inside this contract will be sent to the burn account, 0th account. So in this way we're going to destroy the engine contract so that the motorbike contract cannot make a delicate call to the engine contract. We're just making the motor contract unusable. So that's a whole challenge. I know this is a bit complex, but when you got to learn about what is meant by proxies, what is meant by delicate call, what is meant by self-destruct, you got to know all the things. So thank you for watching. If you really love this video and want such kind of content, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel. See you on the next video. Until then, this is Balamugan. Bye.